Yes.
Okay, so everything okay. So regarding this topic, this is the digital drilling optimization topic. And this is the one that has been kind of around for about 20 years, actually. But it has taken a lot of things into the higher gear because of the artificial intelligence and machine learning, but rules are still the same. So for the digital drilling optimization, the main benefit is achieving a step change because the cost of the wells are high. And when you start drilling, a lot of things can happen, because you will be kind of starting your journey with the wells and you have certain feel about the cost of the well. So those cost of the well are usually running high. And because of the COVID-19 situation, the cost has gone about 20 or 30% even more. Because of the supply chain problem, people have increased their costs, services has gone up. So everything is shooting through the roof at the moment for the drilling cost. And on your side, this digital drilling optimization is not very expensive, actually. It's the way that you do things with the data, and data is coming out from everywhere, basically. If you're drilling a well, you have the data. So only thing that stops you from optimizing your wells to the maximum is learning about how to do it, because people can go around and try this and try that. It may work half the time. You need to be very systematic. So this webinar is not going to master you for everything. It will, however, give you a roadmap, and you will know if you are on the right track of optimization or where to look if you would like to optimize. In this 1 hour session, it would be nearly impossible to give you all these pearls of wisdom, and that's how people do it. But I will try my best to give you a roadmap and the workflow that everyone who is really successful is doing it around the world. Okay. So just to introduce myself, as mentioned by Nikhil, that I am Naeem Sadiq. I have been around for about 22 years. And when I said that last time that I have got about 22 years experience, somebody said it means you are old. So I really want to say that, okay, this much experience. But I think the experience comes with wisdom and the knowledge and the problem solving knowledge, and working in the field, working with the data centers, data solutions. So I've got so much things that I could probably share with you in various domains. As Nikhil had mentioned about this 2-month-long diploma, I will be the instructor for that one. And if you want to go for that one, that will also have the software access. You will be given the software for 2.5 months or something like that one. So you will have the access for all the designs. And if I was teaching this course to you, I will teach you everything: complex well, ERD wells, trajectory design, and the well designed from scratch, basically, and give you even the data that usually comes it. And that will be a very interesting journey. If you want to go for that one, that will be great. Let us know either way, and that will be a kind of fine start for your career, because this is what stops you from contributing to your team. If you have knowledge and you have done it in the hands-on environment, then you are very, very proficient. You are good to go. But anyway, so for that particular webinar, we would like to introduce it with the agenda. So after the brief introduction, which I just finished, introducing myself, and I will also introduce something about my company, just a maybe single slide. So we will talk about how these optimization stuff is going, what's the philosophy and the trends. Philosophy actually is paramountly important for anyone who is looking to solve problem. They have to have these philosophy to work with. If you don't have any philosophy, you would not be kind of working and pushing through the difficulties, because if you have certain trends that you're trying to follow and certain workflows, then you will be pushing through the obstacle because you know this works. Once you have a feel that your direction is correct, then nobody can stop you. Nothing can stop you. Yeah, we'll talk about the role of digital drilling optimization, how people use them for a drilling project from well planning, even from pre-well planning. So it's a kind of journey that you have to take. If you want a full-on, full circle optimization, you have to respect data all the way, and also how it can be leveraged to apply with the engineering packages and things like that. So it's got this power that you can actually use for all the stages of the drilling project. Real-time drilling optimization, this is where losses and wins happen because you can do all the planning, but if you do not control things when you are actually constructing the well, which is in real time, this is important, how to control and how to deliver the well, the cost savings, and try to be as less failure as possible by doing this control with the data and analytics technology. So we'll talk a bit about it, okay? We'll touch on some of the case studies. Some of them I had been directly involved with, and I was there when those things were happening, you know. So it's a kind of very nice, maybe some example that will show you how much is the kind of power of these interventions and the correction of course, so that you can keep going with the drilling process more efficiently that way. And also the case studies about problem solving with the data. Collaborative chat, discussion, question, we will talk about 10 minutes. So we start about just now and we'll try to finish it 10 minutes earlier. And then we can have a question and answering session. You can also ask question about the course that we discussed at the start of this presentation. Okay, so who we are, just for myself, this small company I started 6.5 years ago. It's London based, and we do a lot of optimization of the drilling design and drilling operations design. So it's a kind of technology driven company. Currently, I also work for some of the digital companies myself. So I've got a lot of credentials about the digital drilling optimization that we are very proud of. And the company has gone through the COVID-19 without any damage. So it means the company is doing okay. Proven expertise. Proven, when I say proven, it means I have been kind of doing these in-house with a lot of customers. How different companies solve their problems. I have seen it all. Sometimes they solve it, sometimes I was able to solve it for them. Running for about 6 years, as I mentioned, 22 years of global experience. I worked offshore, onshore, everywhere. Passion and experience for a step change and innovative well solution. This is sort of our pitch for this small company that I run. And globally recognized training. I've been doing training. If you Google my name, for example, you will see me in various places where people have delivered lectures and things like that with the SP and all, and also in the universities. Okay, so this is just a small introduction. Just to also highlight what this company does is a few, let's say, specialty areas. Most of them are around drilling, but we also do some green stuff. I consider digital drilling, which is highlighted here, will be my topic for today's discussion and the webinar. So this is the digital drilling optimization. It's called green. Why it is called green? Because you are able to save the rig time. And when we say rig time, you're talking about reduction of carbon footprint. There is a big number on the rig. If the rig is operating 1 day less, it means there are this amount of tons of carbon footprint reduced. So if you do the optimization and finish the drilling job a little bit earlier, you save a whole lot of money as well as carbon footprint. So what you're going to learn today is directly aligned to the green goals and the green stuff that people are looking to reduce this carbon footprint. So it's a kind of nice touch to it. Okay. Looking back, if you were highly experienced drilling person, you may recognize it straight away. You say, okay, in the older times, 40 years ago and 30 years ago, most of the drilling senior people, they have 40-year experience, 35 years experience. So you may see some of those people with this knowledge. So in the older times, up to may say start of 2010 or so, decision makers experience, if you have an older drilling engineer or older drilling professional, this is all you require to optimize. You will say, okay, this guy, he has got gray hair. Let's look for even more gray hair person and find out what he has seen, what he have learned. And some people call them highest paid person's opinion. Hippo. This is like a funny joke, basically. That find the hippo, he will tell you what to do and what to design and how to. He will have answers for everything, or he will get someone like himself and give you answer from various areas of expertise. If you are looking for mud design, this is the hippo for it, and this is the directional drillers hippo. So we got hippos all around the place and things like that. When I arrived here, at the start of, let's say, end of let's say start of the year 2000, when I started my career, I had those hippos all around the place. And people say, don't bring your calculator out, don't start the computer, I already know the answer. On the rigs, in the offices, and you'll be surprised, this is specific to drilling area especially, is very pronounced, this problem. I'm calling it a problem because the younger person would not have a voice. Would be very difficult for a younger person to convince anyone or to have an opinion, because somebody already have taken it from you or from someone like me at that time. So yes, that was the thing that happened in all the meeting. The older gentlemen and the ladies, whoever, they will be talking a lot, and the younger people need to take a back seat and try not to interrupt them. But things have turned in the right direction, and from there on, for last let's say from 1990s to 2010, people started to do a lot of analyses. People say, let's go and open up the machine and see if the software is passing my design and is clearing. So it's not a problem. So they start to mix and match opinions with some analyses and basic things from the lesson learns and things like that, start to inject a lot of them, because wells are getting a bit complex. Previously, the wells were most of them vertical and things. Now we got a lot more deviated wells, so the complexity comes with it. People start to use a bit of analysis. And then more recently, from let's say 2020 or 2015, people started to say, okay, I am drilling very complex well and I need help. I tried some other people's opinion and some basic analysis. I'm still having the repeat of the same problem. My things are not getting any better. So there was a diminishing reward for going with the tradition. So what people have done is actually opting now for complex wells, for example, looking for highly specialized. They want a slick. This is on the to-do list. People wanted to have it, but anyway, if you bring in a highly experienced people who think from the old-fashioned style, he would be leaning towards the experience a lot, not going. He's saying that he will customize, but actually he is leaning towards the backward side of the things. Like, okay, experience and what happened in the past will happen again. Linear thinking, that's what we call it. So what I intend to say that now things have changed slowly because the rewards of following the traditional things were diminishing. And now people are talking about efficient use of information, comprehensiveness in the technical analyses, and more recently, we're talking about give me everything in automation. If you go for any, let's say, proposals at the moment, or the bidding that's going around the world at the moment, go to any country with any well campaign, they are looking for AI, automation, machine learning, prediction of the things. How fast will be drilling? Will I have a stuck pipe? They want machine to tell them, so they don't have to do it. They don't have to even look at the screen. So this is what we are aiming, even though we are not getting it, like I said to you. We want that automation, digital things. And also people are not happy with just digital things. People say, okay, I would like to blend it, my technologies, my data analysis with the experience, so that I get the best mix of everything. So this is where we are at the moment. If you walk into any big company's office, they have a separate place for data center. They have a separate place for digital optimization people. If you are talking about bigger company, I'm talking about top 5 big companies. I work with few of them, and I realize that they want everything to be delivered through data. They love data so much that if there is a problem, people come to the data drilling optimization center. People come there and sit there until they get their answer or something that they did not know before they found out. Drilling, digital drilling optimization center don't have answer for everything. You pitch your question and there you go. People look for the data, people pull the data out, people start to use it with the well engineering simulations. Then you have better understanding of what you can do. There is no, it's not as simple that I will automate everything, I will machine learn everything, I will have answer for everything at a push of a button. That's why experienced people are still in high demand. Okay, so this is the way you will be working with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is hopefully you will, because you are already here, you will be in the fast car. You will be building this fast car that takes you to the right places. So what you should have, what you must have before you say, I'm ready for it, or it should be working nicely, supportive management to start with. If your bosses or people who can pull the lever, make things happen, if they are not supportive, you cannot do anything. Also, visions. If the management does not have a vision, they are supportive, they have money, they want to do it, but they don't have a vision. What they will do with the wrong vision, if they have a wrong vision, they will put you into the wrong vision, you will not achieve it. They are supportive, but they don't have a right vision. Right vision is very, very important. Very few people have them. For example, if your management decide to do the digital drilling optimization and they are, but they hire people from the universities, they need to mix and match. They need to have right people, it means. So it's very important to have a vision so that people can get the benefit of what they are trying to achieve. Must have right people. When I say right people, it does not mean they have to be highly experienced. They don't need to be so like supremo in their areas of domains. However, you want to have a mix of people, less experience, middle experience, and highly experienced, a kind of layered approach. Consider it like a cake, icing, middle layer, and bottom layer. And these layers are moving up. The people who are at the bottom, they need to be learning so that they're moving up and become the middle and the top. And the top people can become someone else. They need to leave the kind of flow. This is how you would like to have a vision about having the right people, a mix of right people. A passion that you have for digital does not actually make it. You need to have a mix. If you want to do it, you do it yourself or with a third party. Okay. If you are a company, if you work in a company, the company should do it themselves. If or hire a third party. If you hire people who are drilling wells for you, they are already drilling the wells for you. They cannot be independent or transparent. You need to have vendor neutrality. If you don't have vendor neutrality, it will be very difficult for them to report their own performance. So make sure you get this right. Believe it or not, one of the biggest companies in the world, when they started to do the digital drilling optimization, they just told their drilling company, okay, guys, you are drilling the wells for us. Can you do the digital drilling optimization for us as well? They say, yes, of course we can do it. And then they realized that they did not report the failures. This is what I'm talking about. Start it correctly, know what is going on and how to get most value. So get the model right. So you need to have correct operational model. If you have a wrong operational model, no matter what you do, you will get no benefit. And the workflows, of course, you need to suit the requirements. For example, if you are worried about a stuck pipe is a very big failure in drilling, as you know, most of you guys know probably. It can be 20% more cost on the well. If you happen to have a stuck pipe, 20%, even 50% more cost for land wells, You want to gear it. You want to make your model to suit it so you will not miss that issue and you will correct the problem. So you need to customize it. If you're having anti-collision problems with other wells and so many wells in the area, you may want to gear it in the way that you can monitor the center to center distance between your well and the offset wells. You may want to have a way to do it, calculate the safety factors and things. You cannot get each and everything that the software or the approach does for you. You need to make it yours so that you solve your problem. Unsuitable automation and oversimplification of algorithm. There's a lot of hype going about AI automation. I can automate this. I can automate this. I can machine learn this. I can predict this. A lot of time, I think it's about 50 or 60% of the time, it does not work like that because people have got complex issues. We need to respect the complexity when we are building the automation algorithm or picking up the technologies. Please be aware of these because drilling is very complex. It looks very simple and very in the order. When things go wrong, your automation and oversimplification of algorithm is your enemy at that time because things are too complex for it. It's not built for complexity because it's early days for those things. So be aware of it. And you don't want to have your damage to the cost and damage to your reputation by following these algorithms. Some of the companies, they offer automations. They don't care if it is giving you the correct reading. They just say, this is the situation, it will work correctly. If you have anything changes from there, it may not work properly. So people keep using it. People don't realize that what is in the mix. So be 100% alert on this kind of things, which is hovering around in the data and analyses. My suggestion is to automate what you can automate with assurance, which is sort of common sense. Otherwise, it will give you false positive. False positive means it is coming out true. The problem is happening, but it's actually false. Or the other way around, So that's the situation you want to avoid as an engineer. Being an engineer, you have to remember the softwares and things are there to serve you. Okay. And you run them, they do not run you. All around teamwork, collaboration, and support, you cannot go anywhere if people are not cooperating and working with you nicely and in collaboration. For example, if you are a drilling engineer and you found out through your digital optimization that these issues are happening right now, you make a phone call to the rig refuse to pick up the phone with you because they have problem with you or they don't like you. So everything fails there. So you need to be in kind of that mode where people respect each other that way and support each other. Flexibility to grow and allow for learning from mistakes. When people say, I want results, they are actually lying. You are not going to get results. They're not going to get it unless they allow for people to do mistakes. Everybody does mistake, some bigs and some small. But if you allow them to do mistakes, the gaps will eventually get filled and you will be on the top of your game. If you are too rude and attacking people and hurting them, and people will be afraid to grow. People will be afraid to do mistakes and they do not do the job that will come. So this is something that I learned myself and I respect it a lot. Let's do all the mistakes and do it quickly so that we don't have any more left, because this is only limited thing you can mess up with. Okay, so these are kind of pitch that you have to remember. You can think about it maybe later. Let me give you a little picture of reality. Suppose that a company wants to drill 10 wells in a hypothetical case. Suppose this is the first well, the green bar, and second well, similar shape, similar everything. Suppose horizontal wells or whatever you want to call them. There is a learning curve, step profile. You can see the step change in the number of days. You are getting smarter, you are getting better as you drill wells in order. Well 1 was expensive, 80 days, and well 2 was 74 days. People learn what to do at what time. They did not have to try this and fail. So there is a step profile after fifth or sixth well or seventh well, there's a plateau. You are not learning much because you got everything right finally. So you learn it through by drilling them. For example, you have problem with running casing. You say, okay, I have to do the wiper trip. I have to do this. I have to pick up a different BHA so I can remove the cuttings. You apply it on the next well, and next well is slightly better. It did not have the problem you had previously. So you have a nice step profile that plateau out. That's a normal, no digital optimization. Suppose you are a traditional guy, you use the digitization just for touch of it, not too seriously, then this is what you're going to get. If you do the digital optimization, the first well will be less number of days. If you have done a good job in the well design with digital optimization, enhance everything in the planning phase, then you drill the well with that. You start out 10, 15 days before, actually. You will finish it in, you'll save 10, 15 days. But it follows the same kind of pattern. You learn from your digital things faster because digital thing will be clear. Whatever you learn in the digital domain will be crystal clear. You know what happened. You know what you need to do. The red line up there, you will only need experienced people that say, okay, this is happening. Let's call this guy. He will tell me what happened. With the black step profile, you start with the shorter length of the well. The first well starts, finish it in 65 days, for example. And then you learn so quickly. You learn very quickly whatever you need to learn. And you reach the plateau sooner because you learn everything through the crystal glass. Very, very clear. Data tells you, you calibrated everything, you know what's going on. And this is the smart way of doing it. When I say days, think about an offshore environment. For example, if you compare it for this particular example, it's about 70 days out of 600 days or 590 days. That's 12% of the rig days saved for the whole campaign, looking at the whole campaign. So this could be the kind of power. And I am very, very telling you that this is the small example. I have seen very big change. So this is the example. If you have mature people, experienced people, and then you bring in the whole digital portfolio into it, saved huge amount of days, huge amount of carbon footprint as well, and money. When you talk about money, people start to listen more, basically. So let's have a look at what's happening with the monies. It's about $17 million out of 147 for the whole drilling campaign. 12% of the rig days saved. When you multiply the number, suppose that you have a land rig, a high-end, a nice land rig, $100,000 per day. Okay. Yeah, I just came up with a little bit easier number. So these kind of savings are hard to imagine unless you are in the middle of action. If you talk to the people who delivered the green, the first well green, second green well, they will be celebrating. They will say, oh, everything worked. We did a great job. And look at this. We kind of record setting and all that stuff, but they have not even tried the full on. When I say digital optimization, I do not mean just a drilling part of it. I'm talking about well planning and also going through the whole stages of the drilling project and all the way to actually constructing the well, drilling the well. Everything is digitalized, and optimized in a way that people have been using in different big companies. So guys, just wanted to say that this is just an example, and I have seen worse or better, depending upon how mature the team is. Currently, what's happening in smaller countries, people have got a hype of the digital drilling optimization. They don't want to be the green kind of bar. They want to be on the purple bar, but they don't know how to do it because nobody in their team knows. So they are hiring a lot of people who know how to do it. They're hiring expensive softwares. They're hiring, getting the people who have done it. So this is the very nice place to be, to actually see this in action and being the part of it, because even the smaller companies are looking for this, because it has gone out. The word has gone out. This, what I'm showing you today, you might already have a feel for it, that there must be something saving. There must be a lot of money that people can save. Yes, it is. And it's proven for a lot of customers. Let me give you an example. I received a call from, let's say, Kazakhstan. There is a kind of people drilling very complex well, ERD type wells. They were a small company. They wanted to know why their wells are so costly. Like the wells that a big company was drilling, they are only costing $35 million. Their well was costing $55 million. That's a huge difference, 20 extra million. And then I asked one question to them, what do you think is the difference? Because they have exact same shape. They hired the same drilling engineers, by the way. They hired the same people, used the same mud, same shape of the well, same trajectories, same drilling providers. Why the cost is 20 million more? And there you go. They explain that they don't have any, they have no control on drilling execution. They're drilling with experience. They're not drilling with data as their lens. Data is a lens through which you see things more clearly. And these gentlemen, they are highly experienced. When you are highly experienced, you become like a autopilot person. You do things with your eyes closed because you know you have done it before. And that's what's actually killed them. Because when the well goes into problems, when the failure starts to happen, then there you go. It lasts and does not go away. Then you say, why this happened? Because you did not avert. You need to avert the failure. When the failure is start to come together, there are subtle signs only the data trends can tell you. Since you are a senior guy, you don't watch the data like this. Bad things happen, it was too late. A stuck pipe, for example. Having a kick, having a well control problem, having to sidetrack a couple of times, and then you finish drilling the well. So those kind of things are massive. 35 million with 55, and they had this persistent problem, very persistent. They say it was a bad luck. Somebody had given me the bad luck, so my wells are difficult and bad. So it must be some bad luck that will go away next time. They drilled the second well. It was slightly better because they were here. They were on the green one, and big company was here. That kind of, learning about it. Since they had more failure than they like, so their difference was 20 million because they had too many failures. So it's nothing to laugh about, but I think it's just something for you guys to remember at all times, that these kind of things do not go away with just experience. You need to respect the kind of, the complexity, and data is what you need. If you don't have the data and the people who know how to use it, digital optimization is not your side, is not on your side, then you are looking at losses. And some people were, get fired even, because they had such a big difference. Their managers did not believe it. They say, you must have messed up everything. That's why you're getting this. So just to kind of highlight the value of these things, if you happen to look at the cost of the rig, every day on the rig, if I put in a hypothetical case for you, a deep water rig, for example, $1.5 million a day. I have been on the wells. Every day was 1.5, sometime 2.0, $2 million a day, deep water. How come this becomes so expensive? Because on the rig, you have so many big services. All of them are charging money at the same day. And look at this list. The very first one is the rent of the rig. Then you have all the people working on the rig, transportation back and forth. The boats are coming in, muds and things. Every day they have fancy stuff going. Why fancy? Because this is what it costs. I was told it's costing even more in these days. The one I was involved with during the COVID time, we were the cheapest one. So the deep water rig, how about if we can say that why don't we make the well shorter so they finish early? So we don't have to keep paying 1.5 million every day. If I can save one day, 1.5 million there, why don't we plan the well so they can be finished quicker? Okay, so that's your motivation for these. Also, make sure you deliver them. When it comes to drilling them, you have planned the well to the best of your capability. It is half the battle. You have not finished it yet. You just dream about it. You have put together all the bits and bobs, and now it's time to deliver it. This is where huge problems happen. If you did not do a good job with digital drilling, optimization side of the things, also the well engineering. Well engineering is infused with digital always. If you want to make it stronger, you want to use real-time well engineering, calibrated well engineering. Don't just simulate something that you could be not 100% sure that this could be close to reality. There's no need to do any modeling. If your model is not 90% correct, don't do them, because that's not like yourself, so you need to calibrate them. You need to infuse digital things in there. Sometimes the software will not calculate correct number. You need to apply your engineering judgment to get the numbers right. Okay, so saving rig time is directly proportional to saving well cost. That's everybody's common sense. In this particular case, if you can say, suppose that you are on that rig, deep water rig, they want to swap out the mud system to some other mud system or change the mud weight to some other mud. They ask you, somebody asks you, it will take about, let's say, 10 hours to circulate new mud. They can ask you how fast they can do it. Then you run the modeling. You look at the data analysis and make sure that if they go faster, if they increase the flow rate of this pump and change the mud quicker, what will be the ECDs across weak formation and strong formation? Will I break the formation? Will I damage something? So you can actually use the data analysis techniques and well engineering to tell them, instead of 10 hours, you can finish the job in 6 hours, 2 hours saving. So that you can multiply it with, let's say, huge number of the time. So even if you save just 12 hours for whatever reasons, making things quicker every time you do the displacement or something similar, 12 hours is $750,000. And how about if you finish the job in 4 days, in 4 fewer days, $6 million back into your pocket. So this kind of thing work for offshore wells. All the offshore wells, they are quite expensive. Jackup rigs are cheaper. Their daily rate could be 750,000, half of this number. On the land, you could be 100,000 or even $75,000 per day. But think about it. It is still a big chunk of the cost that you will shave off if you are smart and you plan your well the best they can be. If you don't plan the well the best they can be, it will last longer because you need to deliver them. It will take its right time. It will take its time that you made it for. If you make them easy to drill, faster to drill, equipped with the right technology for drilling and mud engineering and things like that, they will finish sooner. So it pays off. The first part, if the first part is wrong, the plan is wrong, no matter what you do in drilling as fast as you can or whatever, doesn't help because you have crookedness in your design that will cost you money. I'll show you some example actually. Okay. So let me bring in the presenter view. What well cost could be optimized? When you say well cost, okay, what are the building blocks of the well cost? Let me give you some example. 10% is up, rig down. You don't touch them. You don't tell them to go faster in the rig ups and rig down. Somebody can get hurt. Same with the tangible equipment, fixed cost, casings and things. You may not want to touch them. You may not want to optimize them because they already decided, they already bought it. However, operational drilling cost is day-to-day drilling cost. You need to focus on how to make it quicker. Everything that is safe is still very safe and highly efficient because this is where you work to deliver. So for that, my suggestion would be use a thorough approach. When you are planning the well, digitally optimize them. And when you're drilling the well, digitally optimize them. And henceforth, you will be building the well design to suit requirement using the high-end digital, because high-end digital are very cheap now. They are available. If you don't get the best possible tool, you will still get some tool that works as good with some, of course, some tweaks. So they're not so bad. Only thing you need to be stubborn. You need to say, I don't accept it. I want to do it. And build the design to suit requirement. Whose requirements we are trying to meet? Requirements of everybody who is in your team. Drilling people, geologists, project managers. Project manager take care of the cost. Suppose they say, this cost is too much, I cannot give you this technology. That's it. You can say, okay, if I use this technology, I can finish the well one day early. I can save $1 million for you. Then this guy start to talk and listen to you. Okay. So you're engineer, don't get worried because people don't know what they want. You get it right for everyone somehow. And you explain and rationalize by telling them the rationale behind everything. Then equip your well design with the right technology. Okay. Reduce the drilling days through digital operational excellence. When it comes to drilling, you should be on the top of it, which I have mentioned in detail, that you do a lot of while drilling optimization. This is like driving a fast car. You want to steer when you need to steer clear of the obstacles. You want to go fast when the path is clear. Okay. It's just like that. Can you guess what could be wrong with this shape? People have been drilling. When I arrive somewhere, people have been drilling this shape of semi-vertical well. I say, why would you do like this? They say it's easy for us to drill it, and somebody gave them the target. I say, what target this somebody was giving you? The geologist person? You say, yes, this target was given to us. The only way we can get to the target is this. And I ask him, is the target fixed? They say, no, target is flexible. You can be anywhere. Because of this shape, they had huge casing wear problem. It was eating into the casings. The BHA was sinking into the casings. And the well had to be abandoned because of the casing wear problem. It destroyed the well. Ideally, you want to have something that could be a little bit further along. Ask for more information. Say, can I be flexible with the target? 99% geologists say yes, because targets are not real targets. They are formation tops or whatever. You can move them alongside, no problem. And the same situation elsewhere. People say, I want to drill into the rectangle. Somebody came up with all the location they can drill from. They also have an existing well. People say, I want to drill this with existing well. That way I can save money. Now the digital drilling optimization, people say, let me have a data look. Let me see the shape and feel for this existing well. Maybe it's not the right well. And when they run the data analysis on it, they found the well integrity problems, cements were not good, all kind of problems. If they choose this very short sidetrack, they save a lot of money, but they lose the whole well because of the well integrity problem. So the data analysis is not the shortest path. you need to let the data run the show for you. So actually, one of these will be good, but this one definitely, which was picked up by someone, should not be the case because of the data analysis and analysis that you can actually do. So let me just go through some of them. There was an operator who had a big twist off. The whole BHA dropped in the hole when they were actually drilling. They fished for a long time. It cost them $8 million. They were not happy with it. So when they bring in the data guy, it was too late. They already had suffered through it. The data guy told them that there was unusually high torque. This guy plotted the torque, off bottom torque, and he could confirm that there was a huge contact forces. Because of that, the torque was extremely high and the kickoff point was not correct. And the big contact forces was coming from incorrect kickoff point. They kicked off point because they thought the kickoff point was good. They did not check on the casing wear and high contact points. Because of the high contact, the BHA actually kind of fall off into the hole because it can only take so much punishment. So there's a problem with the well design like this. And there will be, so the approach should be for yourself to actually do the proper analysis, go through everything with the offset well analysis. Don't be the old-fashioned one who will read through all the end of the well report. Actually recreate the problems in the digital domain and solve them retrospectively. Know everything about the troubles and the failures, and then feed this back into the well planning and drilling execution. So it will also be supported. The data will go into all kind of other activities that you will be involved with. That will be the well planning process, field development planning. You will be calibrating your wells across the field. And you will also choosing the right design, using the data as your tool, and calibration of your well engineering model with the data. At the end of the journey, you will be doing a real-time drilling optimization, which I have explained a bit more about. So those things are required basically. So this is just a kind of showing you that why this is important, this real-time drilling, which I have verbally explained to you that this is like a magnifying glass. You want to catch the issue and correct the issue before it becomes a problem. It multiplies the benefits of experience in the field. It combines them actually. So you can actually have a full circle of well cost optimization if you do this correctly. And also you can do things remotely with this one. This is a kind of power. If you want to see the model of this one, data is coming in, you do the real-time drilling optimization, you do all the problem solving and solution finding, and you communicate it to the drilling team. And the drilling team will feed it back to you. Say, this was a good intervention, or ignore this intervention next time. We are on the top of it. So it's like a very nice dynamic link of problem solving using the digital drilling optimization. So I could probably take you to high cost well. Usually, of course, if you don't have any real analysis opportunity, you will lose out big time. And usually the small or medium operator or the very highly experienced people who do not believe in data, they have to pay the price. Their wells become more expensive. Same with the geothermal operators. A lot of geothermal operators, they want to do things very, very cheaply at a very low cost. Sometimes it bites back. Their wells, I know some geothermal operator, they are drilling the well for last 1.5 years, 18 months of drilling, because they keep having these problems. They did not know until they get stuck. They have twist offs. They have all kind of problems. They did not bother about. So some of them could actually suffer through these high cost well come from those, smaller operator or people who did not actually start with these digital optimization. So success for yourself when you are drilling, it could be answering a lot of questions. I'm not going to read through all of them, but it could be the showstopper. If you don't answer them correctly, it could be a showstopper. It could be a huge cost. All of it, actually. I have written some of them. If the hole is not clean and you run the completion, it will get stuck. Stuff like that is quite big, actually. So you can actually look through them a bit later if you like. And this is kind of case studies for various issues. I'm not going to hover them because you can read them later on because there's a lot of text in there. And same with the running completion. Some people could not run the completion. They tried it twice, but they did not run data analysis and engineering solution. When you did run the engineering solution, you solved the problem. This is exactly happened to actually with my own company. And I did the design for them. But before I could do the design, I used the data. Okay. So it is sometimes the experience is not enough. You need to use the data. So post-fail correction, you can have all kind of solution that people have come up with. Sometimes you find out that by using the data analysis, you can find out if the technology is required or not required. After doing it first time, you can collect enough data to analyze the data and find out if the technology you used is actually good enough. Is it working for you? In that case, it was MPD. It was one of my actually interesting intervention myself. Actually, it was quite a good moment. And the manager came to me and say, you paid for your salary for 5 years, Naeem. So you could save huge lot of money just by being good with the data. And this is the kind of some more example that I will probably say. The final words I have is already spoken a lot about the benefits of it. And I think I can probably summarize it with taking some question. I am a little bit close to the time, so I will probably let you guys ask me